So, this is a quick review of our Eating for Energy food web, which is the Great Lakes. So, here we are in Cincinnati, and here are all of the Great Lakes except for one that you can't see. You can see Lake Erie, that is above us really well, but Lake Ontario is to the right, so we can't see Lake Ontario. These are all important wetlands for Ohio. And here is our simplified lake ecosystem with our producers that make food from the sun through photosynthesis, and then the primary consumers that eat the producers, the secondary consumers eat the primary consumers, and the tertiary consumers that eat the secondary consumers. And if we tried to make this into a pyramid just the way it's drawn, it's a little funky. You can see that the primary consumer is just the zooplankton. So I kind of put a box around him. Here's the secondary consumers and the tertiary consumer. So our poor little phytoplankton is the only one that makes food. And when the zebra mussel was introduced, it started eating both the zooplankton and the phytoplankton. So it got energy from both of those sources. It gives energy to the crayfish and the freshwater drum. So both the crayfish and the freshwater drum will eat it and take its energy because it's the only thing that can crack it open. Then when the goby came along, the goby can eat the zebra mussel. He can also eat a lot of the zooplankton, which is unfortunate because look at all the secondary consumers that also eat the zooplankton. But there are some big fish that will eat the round goby. Game fish like walleye, bass, and northern pike all eat the goby. And so they get energy from the goby, which helps them out just a little bit. And remember that a limiting factor is any biotic or abiotic resource that limits how big a population can grow. So the amount of zooplankton available to all the secondary consumers would be a limiting factor. It would be a biotic limiting factor. The amount of space that they have in the lake, that would be an abiotic factor. Competition is when organisms fight to get the same resource. So all of the organisms fighting for that zooplankton, they're all competing because they all want the zooplankton.